I'm not sure why Wizards of the Coast did it, but they did, and now we as players, well, we have to deal with it. Wizards of the Coast must understand just how badly Aether Drift is doing because they threw us a bone and they shared with us some Final Fantasy Commander cards, and now we get to ride the wave of excitement and talk about what these mean for us. Welcome back everyone, MTG Moxman here. Thank you again for hanging out with me on my channel today. And yes, we're not just discussing these cards because I am sure by now at the time of watching my video, they've already been put out by probably 50 or 60 YouTube content creators, and I'm just an afterthought of this kind of information. Now that being said, there's still a lot to go over with what they've been giving us and understanding the financial implications and the PR machine that's going to be going on with this. So first, let's not forget, this is not unusual for Wizards of the Coast to do this sort of PR mentioning. They're giving us the dropping a few names, putting a few cards out there to get the excitement going. They specifically showed us the Commander deck icon characters because that's going to get people excited. A lot of players are Commander players, if not other rotated formats as well, but they are just dying to get their hands on some of these decks, these characters, these creative ideas now put on paper. When you take a look at how they plan things out, they're actually ahead of schedule. We didn't see this right away at the same time last year, which makes me think that maybe they understand Aether Drift, the initial wave of sales is not great, so they're going to throw us something to keep us interested, because now we've still got a couple of months until we get to Tarkir Dragonstorm. And that's the reason why we're seeing Commander cards, because they're not going to impact the actual, gameplay of Standard, but they are going to give you an idea of the artwork, the framing of the idea of the sets, and how we as players are going to build momentum toward this. So first, let's take a look. Let's stop for a second and let's look at the release schedule. You can see Aether Drift just dropped 2 days ago. It's getting smashed. It's sinking like the Titanic. It's at the bottom already, and there's nobody coming to save it. Then we've got Tarkir Dragonstorm way out in April, followed in June by Final Fantasy. Then we get the Edge of Eternities, then Spider-Man, and then UBB, which is Ultimate Universes Beyond. Yeah. Anyway, that's the kind of layout of our schedule right now as it looks, which means Final Fantasy, sure, it may be months away from now, but 4 months is not that big of a time period, is it? It's not in the world of Magic the Gathering and the fast-paced game we're at. And the reason they're showing those Commander cards, it's going to get us excited. It made me want to buy these cards already. Now, I understand, like I said, let's take a look at this. We know. We've wasted enough time. Now, we're going to jump over. You can see here, they gave us, I saw these images pop up on Instagram, so I grabbed some screenshots, put this in. I love the look of the box, okay? For some reason, the white bold background there, I like the lip, okay? Now, this one here is called Limit Break, and when you take a closer look at the card, it is Cloud, ex-soldier. I mean, one of the most iconic characters, if not the ultimate. Love the look of the character. Love the artwork they're using. Now, he has a 5 casting cost. That's 1 white, 1 green, 1 red. You know what? I don't need to repeat this stuff. Let's just get to the actual card. You guys can look at this stuff. Pause it as you see. He has haste, which is amazing. When Cloud enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to it. Well, that's going to be a lot of fun for a lot of players out there. Whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control. Then, if Cloud has power 7 or greater, create 2 treasure tokens. This is going to be a very fun card for players to utilize. It actually doesn't seem too broken and powerful compared to other commanders I've seen, but I really do like the take of this card, the artwork, the look. Okay, moving on. I know, you guys have heard this all before. Now we take a look at Counter Blitz. Now here we've got Tidus. Now, when you look at this one, it's the anime art style, and again, I love it. I can't help it. You got the more iconic kind of video game look on the actual cover of the Commander deck, and then we see Tidus here, Yuna's guardian, and I love the look. Okay, I can't help it, guys. This is the kind of stuff that is going to get me excited. Now, as a 3/3 and 3 casting cost commander, a legendary human warrior, by the way. Don't forget warrior and all the sub class themes you get there, like the mercenary decks. We're going to have these kind of weird things happening in Commander to keep those tribal themes going. Now, the ability I care about here, at the beginning of combat, on your turn, you may move a counter from target creature you control onto a second target creature you control. So you can move counters around, kind of fun, but cheer. Whenever one or more creatures you control with counters on them deal combat damage to a player, you may draw a card and proliferate. Do this only once per turn. Guys, when you mix this into the right types of decks, this is going to be so broken in my mind, because adding proliferate in there is just going to break things down. You're going to be able to put all kinds of crazy cards and get even faster because he's 3 casting cost. Anyway, that's just me. Now, our next commander we're looking at is Terra. And again, I love the look of the art on the actual cover page, but not so much the character art that we're seeing on this one. It doesn't do anything for me, okay? The Herald of Hope. Again, 3 casting cost, 3/3 with Trance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, mill 2 cards, and Terra gains flying until end of turn. That's kind of lame if you ask me. And then whenever Terra deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2. When you do, return target creature card with power 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That's interesting. So you're milling cards, you're flipping it. I guess in the right type of dredge deck and stuff, this is going to have some fun altering it and kind of tweaking it later on. This is definitely not my favorite one, though, guys. It doesn't grab me, although we don't know any of the cards inside. So Revival Trance is the name of the deck, but still interesting enough. And again, we jump over and take a look at Scions of Spellcraft, okay? And, yeah, trying to pronounce this name is going to mess me up. So, Yesholta, Knights Blessed. Now, it's a cat warlock. I can understand how people are going to feel about this artwork, so let's move on. We got a 4, and it's going to be a 2/4 with Vigilance. At the beginning of each end step, if a player lost 4 life this turn, 4 or more life this turn, you may draw a card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, Yeshola deals 2 damage to each opponent, and you gain 2 life. This, to me, okay, whenever you cast, remember that part, wherever you cast a non-creature spell, this is going to be pretty brutal in draining a lot of life from people. So I think this one's going to have a lot of gameplay out there, and it's going to be a card a lot of players are going to try to tweak on and really kind of augment their decks out. But who knows with the new bracket system how these are all supposed to play out. So now you've seen all the cool cards, you've seen the artwork for Commander, and you've got your blood rushing, you're all excited. Let's recap a couple of financial points I want to strike home to everyone. Number 1, those are the Commander cards. In the last couple of years, even Modern Horizons 3, Duskmourn, any standard set, any premium set, there's always one Commander deck that stands above the rest. It's on their shoulders, it's better, and the price gets jacked up. Be aware of that. You might want to pre-order all 4. Get your pre-orders in early. We know stores, LGSs, do not like fronting the bill on huge amounts of money. I believe these Commander decks are going to cost you a few extra bucks, and I'll tell you why in a second, but I think they're going to cost a few extra across the board, and I think you're going to have a big amount of players trying to get their hands on them. We'll have a short cycle of them where they're going to be sold out before they're reprinted, and that means we're going to see some of these things get expensive. So get your pre-orders in. Don't be caught unawares. It's probably going to happen. Now, that being said, and the reason I'm talking about the Commander deck that way, also be prepared for the collector boxes to cost about 25 to 30% more than is normal right now. And that's for the Final Fantasy as well as Marvel later on. They are all going to cost more money. A lot more money. And this is the reason why. Universes Beyond is a standardized product. All these cards are going to be standard legal. So they can't jack up a premium price on the standard boxes. The Play Booster box of 30 packs, now that we got Aether Drift that way, those they can't jack up in price. They have to be available for standard play. They need to make up that money somewhere. It's going to be happening on the collector boxes. So be aware of it. Be ready for that kind of sticker shock, because if they can't jack it up like they would Modern Horizons 3, when they would jack up, even a standardized draft box would cost you a lot more money, and it would be even more expensive for the collector boxes, since they can't jack up that money, and they know those IPs cost them money to get out and control of. Yeah, you're going to have to pay for it somewhere. It's going to be on top of those Commander decks. It's going to be somewhere in the bundle packs, and it's going to be on top of the collector boxes. That's where they're going to get you. And somewhere in there, they'll do a secret layer as well. They need to make up some of this extra revenue that they're not going to get from the play booster boxes, which I got to stick to kind of like a standardized pricing for everyone. Anyway, that's as far as I want to take it today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thanks for stopping by the channel. And hopefully you learned a few extra new little bits of information to kind of add to your repertoire of what's going on in the world of Magic the Gathering. Thanks again for stopping by my channel. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I put out new content every single day, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for another video. So hey, shop smart, shop as smart, and we'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, a big shout out and a thank you to the fantastic patrons of my channel. Because of those patrons, daily uploaded content gets made possible on YouTube. And without your support, I can't do that. So thank you again for supporting my channel and allowing this content to get created. If it wasn't for the patrons and YouTube membership members, well, we wouldn't be here, frankly. So thanks again. I'll see you guys tomorrow, of course, with another video. Yeah. They got me. They got me. I'm buying all 4 of those commander decks. You know that, right? That is so unusual for me to say that, but it's happening. I'll find a way. Even if they jack up the price, I want to play with those. I know my friends will buy them as well. And you'll want to play them separately, you know, and it's going to be a blast. I think they're going to hit a home run with this set, and it scares me to think how much money is going to be plastered into this set. Hit home good. Ramble jamble time. I hope you guys are ready. Are you psyched for it? Because I kind of am. I saw the artwork. Thank you to David for sending that to me. I looked at it. I don't think I've even answered David back. It's been a crazy day. There was like a snowstorm that hit Toronto. So when I came back from up north, which by the way, I was snow blowing like at 5 in the morning. I get here and the snowblower here broke. The auger. I need a new belt cable. I ended up having to like shovel it by hand with some neighbors helping me. And it took forever. Oh my goodness, I'm so like jello-y and tired. But that's okay. That's beside the point. What was that thing? Be a man. Step up, man. Have your coffee. Get back to the grindstone. That's what we're doing here today. It's going to be a good set. I have a feeling. I am happy about the play booster box. They can't jack up that price. It means it'd be unaffordable for some players to buy. They can't do that. Got to keep it standard. Like the standard list, huh? Guys, have a great one, man. We'll see you tomorrow. Drop some comments.